It's Game 5 of the 1971 American League Championship Series. We're at Comiskey Park, where today one of these teams advances to the World Series and one goes home. I reviewed all the cliches. This is it. Their back's against the wall, etc., etc. They're never ending. But I just have to say that after this game is over, the World Series will be starting on Saturday in either Baltimore or Chicago. Just to note, this game is being played on Thursday, October 7th. And the World Series is scheduled to start on Saturday, October 9th in the American League ballpark. I had to jump in and make sure that the computer managers didn't screw things up. They wanted Dave Leonard to start for Baltimore and Rich Hinton for the White Sox, and no, not doing that. Mike Cuellar starts for Baltimore. He's made one start. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 2.0. And Bart Johnson gets the emergency start for the White Sox. Starting lineup for the visiting Baltimore Orioles. Batting first, the left fielder, Don Buford. Batting second, the right fielder, Frank Robinson. Batting third, the second baseman, Dave Johnson. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Boog Powell. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mark Belanger. Batting seventh, the catcher, Elrod Hendricks. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Paul Blair. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Mike Cuellar. On defense, the White Sox will have Carlos May at first, Rich McKinney at second, Luis Alvarado at short, Bill Melton at third, Rick Reichard in left, Jay Johnstone in center, Walt Williams in right, Tom Egan catching, and on the mound, Bart Johnson. Bart Johnson was mainly a reliever and a spot starter during the season. He had a record of 5-8 with a 2.51 ERA. He got into 53 games and he had 11 starts. He had 19 saves this year. Against the White Sox, before this series started, he was no wins, no losses, 2 saves, an ERA of 1.08. Johnson's pitched in 2 games this series. He pitched in the 2 Chicago wins, Game 2 and Game 3. He's pitched 2 innings in this series. He has walked 2, he struck out 2. He has 2 saves. So he saved both of the White Sox wins, and he is hoping for victory in Game 5. He's 21 years old. I believe he's a rookie. Let me see. Yeah, he's a rookie this year. No, he's not. He was a rookie last season in 1970. It's a chilly day here in Chicago. It's 63 degrees. Winds coming in from left field at 11 miles per hour. Leading off for the Orioles is Don Buford, who's hitting .500 in this series. 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. He's 2 for 4. Strike one called. Johnson brings some serious heat to the plate. The 0-1 pitch, inside, ball one. Breaking ball, down and in, ball two. Swing and a miss, strike two. In Pittsburgh, the Pirates jumped out to a big 7-0 lead against the Dodgers in the third inning. It's a grounder down the first base line, but it's foul. The 3-2 pitch. Another fastball. Foul tip. Count remains full. Liner down the first base line, but that's foul. The payoff pitch. Fly ball in the right field. Williams is after it. It's in foul ground. It makes the seats. Count remains full. Don Buford, the first batter of the game. Here's the 11th pitch of the at-bat. Ground ball in the right field, base hit. Here's Frank Robinson, who's hitting .250 in the series. 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. He is 3 for 12. He scored 2 runs. Johnson throws to first. Buford's back. Buford's running with the pitch. Robinson hits fly ball in the left field. Reichert's going back. That's gone. Home run. That's Robinson's second home run of the series, and the Orioles jump out to a 2-0 lead. And now I'll explain how I run these games. The American League Championship Series, I run as the American League East team. National League Championship Series, I run as the National League West team. But in a game like this, like Game 5 of a 5-game series, or if the team that the computer's running is facing elimination, I will step in and make pitching and pinch hitting changes if I think they're needed. And I may negate if I think that the computer's making a bad choice. That is the only time I step in to change what a computer manager does in postseason games and the All-Star game. Okay, here's Dave Johnson. He's hitting .118. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. He is 2 for 17 in the series. The 1-1 pitch. Hard grounder to third. Melton dives. Has it. Throws him out. 1 out. Great play by Bill Melton. He got laid out there. Here's Boog Powell. He's hitting .333. No home runs, 1 run batted in. He is 4 for 12 with a double. He has a run scored. He has a stolen base. He missed game 1 because of an injured toe. And Chico Simone subbed for him and got 3 hits that game. The 2-0 pitch. Grounder up the middle. McKinney to his right. Has it. Throws him out. 2 outs. Report from Pittsburgh. In the third inning, the Pirates sent 11 men to the plate, scored 6 runs. Here's Brooks Robinson. He is hitting .133, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. He's 2 for 15 in this series. The 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Robinson is also uncharacteristically been having trouble with his defense. He has 3 errors in this series, including the crucial one in Game 2 when in the top of the 9th, when that allowed Chicago to score the go-ahead run and end up winning the game 6-5. Going into the 9th inning, the Orioles were leading 5-2 in Baltimore. They were 3 outs away from taking a 2-0 lead in this series. And the White Sox rallied for 4 runs in the 9th inning and won that game 6-5. Here's Mark Belanger. He's hitting .188. No home runs, no runs batted in. He's 3 for 16 in this series with a double. In this series, it seems like it's been the pitchers who have been dominating, unlike the National League Championship Series where it's been the hitters that have been dominating. That was across the knee, strike 1. Changeup, he pops it up, first base side, foul ground. May can't get 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. But Baltimore gets 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the first. Baltimore 2, Chicago coming to bat here in Game 5. The game that will decide whether the World Series starts in Baltimore or Chicago. Chicago's starting lineup. Leading off the right fielder, Walt Williams. Batting second, the first baseman, Carlos May. Batting third, the center fielder, Jay Johnstone. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Rich McKinney. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Bill Melton. Batting sixth, the catcher, Tom Egan. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Rick Reichert. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Louis Alvarado. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Bart Johnson. On defense, Baltimore has Boog Powell at first, Dave Johnson at second, Mark Belanger at short, Brooks Robinson at third, Don Buford in left, Paul Blair in center, Frank Robinson in right, Elrod Hendricks catching, and on the mound, Mike Cuellar. Cuellar pitched the first game of the series for the Orioles. He pitched a complete game. Gave up 6 hits. Gave up 2 home runs. And I believe it was 2 solo home runs, and that was... Yeah, 2 solo home runs, and he held the White Sox to 2 runs. Orioles won that game 5-2. Cuellar, screwball pitcher. He was the Cy Young Award winner back in 1969. Yeah, let's see here. He spent 4 years with the Astros before coming over to the Orioles for the 1969 season. He also spent his first year in the majors in St. Louis with the Cardinals. This is his 3rd league championship series. He has a career record of 2-1. pitched really well in the 1969 League Championship Series, and he was not as successful last year against the Twins. He beat the Twins in '69, but the Twins came back and gave him a bit of a pasting in 1970. So this is his fourth career game pitching in a League Championship Series. Leading off for the White Sox, Walt Williams, the right fielder, hitting 100. No home runs, no runs batted in. He's 1 for 10 in this series. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a grounder to short. Belanger dives, has it. Throws him out. Seen some great infield play so far in this game. First Bill Melton, now Mark Belanger. Here's Carlos May hitting .412. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. He is 7 for 17 with a double and a triple. He scored 3 runs. He has a stolen base. He has been the best Chicago hitter in this series. And this is a guy that we're wondering a year ago if he even had a career left after losing part of his thumb in a military training accident. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Just a little bit high. Mays on first. 1 out. Here's Jay Johnstone. Johnstone's hitting .286. 1 home run, 1 run batted in. He's 4 for 14. He represents the tying run. Strike 1 call. That curveball. Grounder down the first base line, but that's foul. 2 strikes. It's fly ball into left field. Buford's back by that picnic. I don't know if that picnic ground was there in 1970. What? That must have been. If this picture's any indicate. Well, I don't know if this is a real picture from when the White Sox had the turf field. When I went to Comiskey Park, I spent an inning sitting over there in those seats, and that was a good view from those seats in that picnic area. Here's Rich McKinney, the second baseman, hitting .176. No home runs, 1 run batted in. Screwball, down and in, ball 1. Outside, ball 2. Both sides have a full bullpen contingent ready for today. So they'll be, they will probably, Earl Weaver and Chuck Tanner will probably be using everybody they need in this game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Chuck Tanner was asked if he's saving anybody for Game 1 of the World Series, and he emphatically said no. And nobody asked Weaver, but he would probably say the same thing. McKinney, it's base hit in the right field. May round second. He'll take third. So we have runners at the corners, 2 outs. I think both Tanner and Weaver are the types of managers that their main concern right now is getting into the World Series and not thinking about the World Series yet. They will be thinking about the World Series when this game is over, probably. Here's Bill Melton, the third baseman. He's hitting .125, 1 home run, 1 run batted in. He is 2 for 16 in this series. Here's a screwball. He lunged and missed at that one. Strike one. Hard grounder to third. Robinson dives. Throw to second. And they get McKinney. Chicago gets no runs, one hit, no errors. They left 2 men on base. We played 1 here in Chicago. Baltimore 2, Chicago nothing. It's the bottom of the order for the Orioles in the second. Elrod Hendricks, Paul Blair, and Mike Cuellar. I've already seen some great infield play so far on the left side. Bill Melton made a great play. Mark Belanger made a great play. And Brooks Robinson made a great play. I like seeing good defense. Love seeing it at the ballpark. Elrod Hendricks leads off. He's hitting .500. He is 1 for 2 in this series. The 2-1 pitch. Base hit up the middle. Hendricks is kind of slow on the base paths. So Orioles would have to hit the ball hard or bunch up some hits to advance him. Here's a youngster, Paul Blair. He's hitting .444 in this series. 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. Merv Rettenman had to take a seat today because of the hitting of Paul Blair and Don Buford. And Frank Robinson as well. Blair is 8 for 18 in this series. Fouls it back. Strike one. In the dirt and outside, ball one. Low and outside, ball two. Too high, ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. Johnson is throwing the ball hard today. Hits a high fly ball in the left field. Reichert coming in. Alvarado going back. Reichert's there. He's got it. 1 out. Hendricks holds at first. Here's the pitcher, Mike Cuellar. He's 0 for 3. He scored a run in game 1. They're playing him in for the bunt. He's a pretty good bunter. He squares. He puts one down. Along the foul line, May has it. And he tagged Cuellar out. May made a bare hand play on that. Hendricks takes second on the sacrifice. We have 2 outs. Here's Don Buford, who's 1 for 1 today. He led off the game with a single. Up and in, ball 1. Just outside, ball 2. Down and away, ball 3. Boy, he's throwing hard. But looks like he is just missing. He's made 40 pitches. 22 of those have been strikes. He's getting it close, but just not close enough. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Buford has a good batting eye. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. So we have full count, 2 outs, runner on second. Buford was way out in front of that one. Johnson threw a nice changeup. Fouls it back. Count remains full. The payoff pitch. Buford hits a base hit in the left field. Hendricks rounds third. He'll score. It's 3-0. Baltimore. All right, here is Frank Robinson. He's 1 for 1. He hit a 2-run homer in the first. Hits a fly ball in the left field. Reichert is there at the wall, and he's got it. 3 outs, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. It is Baltimore 3, Chicago nothing. It'll be Tom Egan, Rick Reichert, and Luis Alvarado for the White Sox. Egan is 0 for 7 in this series, looking for his first hit. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Egan hits a fly ball in the center field. Blair coming in, dives, and he's got it. Another great defensive play by the Orioles. Up the middle, boy, the Orioles, there is no team better than them. Here's Rick Reichert. Only Carlos May is having a better series than Reichert. Reichert's hitting .385, 2 home runs, 2 runs batted in. He is 5 for 13. Like I said, he has 2 home runs, and he has a triple. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Reichert guessed wrong, and he knew it. 2 outs. Here's Luis Alvarado hitting .267. 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. He's 4 for 15. He made 2 errors in game 2, but he got a crucial hit in the White Sox ninth inning rally that day. The 0-2 pitch. Base hit over Belanger's head. Here's Bart Johnson. This is his first at-bat of the series. First pitch, just high, ball 1. Cuellar is throwing some junk today, unlike Johnson, who's throwing a lot of heat. Just below the belt, that screwball, strike 2. Low and outside, ball 2. I think just about everybody in baseball predicted that the Baltimore Orioles would be in this series, and I don't think anybody in baseball predicted that the Chicago White Sox would be in this series. The 2-2 pitch. High and inside, ball 3, full count, 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. Cuellar walks the opposing pitcher. Ugh. I hate when that happens. Here's Walt Williams, who's 0 for 1. He grounded the Belanger in the first. High and outside, ball 1. Just below the belt, strike 1. Oh, and another, during the regular season, I used the bullpen warm-up rule. I don't use that in the postseason or in the All-Star game. I've either listened to radio broadcasts or watched old TV broadcasts too many times of guys who are constantly warming up during a game and either never get in the game or they get into the game after they warmed up 3 or 4 times. And because of the way the game was played in the 90s with the bullpens, I generally, if I'm playing the 95 Indians, occasionally I run games with them. I don't use the bullpen rule with that team either, because I don't think the game would really accurately simulate how Mike Hargrove used his pitching staff. The 1-1 pitch. Williams hits fly ball in the left field. Buford's drifting back. He's at the track. And he's got it. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We played 2 here in Chicago. The Orioles lead 3-0. Leading off in the 3rd inning for Baltimore, Dave Johnson, second baseman. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded to Bill Melton in the 1st. Melton made a great play on that at bat. The 0-1 pitch. Liner down the first base line. That's foul. Dave Johnson, he's rumored to be unhappy in Baltimore and wants to leave the Orioles. So, I guess we'll see during the offseason. There's been one trade already announced. The California Angels sent a couple of their disgruntled players. Alcs Johnson, who was suspended at the end of June for indifferent play and put on the suspended list, and Jerry Moses, their backup catcher. The Players Association sued MLB on Johnson's behalf, and it was determined that Johnson was suffering from some psychological issues and that he should have been placed on the disabled list. So he was moved from the suspended list to the disabled list. So he will be getting paid for the season from the end of June to the end of the season. The Johnson and Moses were traded to Cleveland for a pair of disgruntled members of the Indians, Vada Pinson, who had been wanting out of Cleveland probably since he got there from St. Louis 2 years ago, and Alan Foster, a pitcher who came over from the Dodgers after the 1969 season, or no, after the 1970 season, and hated pitching at Cleveland Stadium because he said it's like a little league park. And he had the home run totals to go along with what he was saying. All right, now I'm off of that digression, so we're back. Dave Johnson, it's 0-2. Johnson, it's a base hit into right field. He rounds first, he slides. In the second, he's safe with a double. Here's Boog Powell. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded to Rich McKinney in the first. High and away, ball 1. Low and outside, ball 2. Curveball low, ball 3. Strike 1 called. Ball 4. Here comes Chuck Tanner. That's going to be all for Bart Johnson. Johnson looks like he's got a good future ahead of him, but today just was not his day. Coming in a pitch will be Vicente Romo. Romo's making his second appearance in this series. He pitched in Game 3. Pitched an inning in the third. He gave up 1 hit. Romo is one of the few major leaguers to come out of the Mexican League. A lot of ball players come out of Central and Latin America, but it doesn't seem like many from Mexico. Fastball around the letters, ball one. Romo throws some heat, but not as hard as Bart Johnson. Hits fly ball into left field. Reichert's after it, but that curve's foul. I don't think I mentioned it. Brooks Robinson is at bat. He walked in the first inning. Got hung up on pictures and stories and not paying attention to the game. Low and inside, ball two. Strike two called. Almost hits it. Robinson. He works at full. Ball three. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Couldn't catch up with Romo's fastball. Here's Mert Belanger, who's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. He's looking for his first hit with runners in scoring position in this series. That was high, ball one. Excuse me. Curveball, strike one called. Inside, ball two. High and away, ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball four. Bases loaded, 1 out. And that brings up Elrod Hendricks. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled in the second. He's 2 for 3 in the series with 1 run scored. That was called strike. That was kind of late. Strike one. Base hit into right field. Johnson scores. Powell rounds third. No, he's going to stay. That makes it 4-0 Baltimore. Here's Paul Blair. He's 0 for 1. He flied to Rick Reichert in the second inning. High, ball one. It's fly ball in the left field. Reichert drifting over. He's got it. Powell tags. Here comes the throw from Reichert. The throw, the tag. He's out! Powell slid past the plate. Tried to move back to get there, and he wasn't able to. And that will end the inning. The Orioles get 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They had 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. It is Baltimore 4, Chicago nothing. Carlos May leads off for Chicago. He walked in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Paul Blair running over to his left. Has it. 1 out. Here's Jay Johnstone. He's 0 for 1. He flied to Don Buford in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder to second. Johnson's up with it. Throw to first. 2 outs. Here's Rich McKinney. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Ball 4. He walked on a 3-0 pitch. It's runner on first. 2 outs. And here's Bill Melton, who's 0 for 1. He grounded into a forced play in the first inning. Screwball, ball 1. High and inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Right down the middle, strike 1. It's fly ball to left field. Buford back at the wall. Gone! Home run, Bill Melton. That's his second home run of the series. And they cut the Orioles' lead in half. It's 4-2. Here is Tom Egan. He's 0 for 1 today. Flied out to Blair in the second. He's looking for his first hit in this series. Base hit into left field. A two-out rally for the White Sox. Here's Rick Reichert, who's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Base hit into left field. Egan rounds second. He'll take third. Runners at the corners. Louis Alvarado's up. He's 1 for 1. He represents the go-ahead run. He singled in the second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Hits a ground ball to short. Belanger's up with it. Throw to first. 3 outs. But Chicago gets 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left 2 men on base. We played 3 complete here at Comiskey Park in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series. The Orioles 4, the White Sox 2. For Baltimore in the 4th, it will be Mike Cuellar, Don Buford, and Frank Robinson. Cuellar grounded into a sacrifice in the second. The 1-2 pitch. It's a liner in the left field, but that's right at Reichert. 1 out. Reichert had a nice comeback season this year. He was coming out of college. He was like going to be the next big thing for the Angels. And he got off to a great start as a young player, and then he had to have a kidney removed. And that seemed like that sapped his strength. And that was, I believe, in 1966. And this was the first year since then that he seemed like he played at his old potential. Here is Don Buford, the leadoff hitter. He's 2 for 2 today. He singled in the first. He led off the game with a single, and he singled in the second. That scored Elrod Hendricks. That made it 3-0 Baltimore. The 2-0 pitch. Grounder to first. May has it, and he'll take it himself. 2 outs. Carlos May's brother Lee May, first baseman for the Cincinnati Reds. Lee May's here today, rooting his brother on. Here is Frank Robinson. He is 1 for 2. He hit a 2-run homer in the first. Then he flied out to Reichert in almost the same spot in the second, but that one stayed in the park. The 2-0 pitch. Grounder to second. McKinney up with it. Tosses to Romo covering first. 3 outs. Nothing across for Baltimore in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. In Game 5, the final game of this series. Vicente Romo leads off for the White Sox. This is his first at-bat in the series. The 1-1 pitch. Screwball hits ground ball. Powell. Johnson converged on it. Powell got it. He tossed to Cuellar covering. 1 out. Here's Walt Williams. He's 0 for 2 today. He grounded to Belanger in the first. Flied out to Buford in the second. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball in the left field. Buford going back. He's at the wall. That one's gone. Home run. Walt Williams, his first home run of the series. And it's 4-3. Chicago is within 1 run of tying Baltimore. Here's Carlos May, who's 0 for 1. He walked in the first. He flied out to Buford or Blair in the third. They are on the edge of their seats here at Comiskey Park, wanting to see the Chicago White Sox dream season continue into the World Series. Here's a pitch. That's a base hit into right field. May on first. He represents the tying run. Jay Johnstone at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Fly to Buford in the first, and he grounded to Johnson in the third. Breaking ball, outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Fouls it back, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just high, ball 2. Evens counted, 2-2. Ball gets way past Hendricks over his head. May takes second. They're calling that a wild pitch on Mike Cuellar. Earl Weaver's pacing in the dugout. I don't know if he broke out the cigarettes yet. Cuellar might not last out this inning. It's fly ball in the left field, down the left field line. Buford's after it, but it makes the seats. Full count. Johnstone hits a fly ball in the center field. Paul Blair going back at the wall. He's got it. Dives. Makes a catch. May tags. He takes third. That's the second great play Paul Blair made today in his third of the series. So the White Sox have runner on third, 2 outs, and here's Rich McKinney, who's 1 for 1. He singled in the first, he walked in the third. McKinney started the All-Star game for the American League this year. It's a grounder to second. Johnson's up with it. Throw to first. 3 outs. But the White Sox get 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 man on base. We have played 4 here in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series. This is it. Game 5. Baltimore leads 4-3 in the top of the 5th. Dave Johnson leads off for the Orioles. He is 1 for 2 today. He grounded to Melton in the first. Melton made a great play on that. And he doubled on the right field line in the third. The 0-1 pitch. Hits a hard grounder to short. Alvarado has it. To his right, he backhands it. Throws him out. 1 out. Here's Boog Powell, who's 0 for 1. He grounded to McKinney in the first. Walked in the third. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. That's his second walk of the game. Brooks Robinson, he's 0 for 1. He walked in the first, struck out in the third. Brooks is having a tough series. both at bat and in the field. High, ball one. Swing and a miss, strike one. He was just devastated, I think, by the error that he made in game two that ended up costing Baltimore the game. Or he said it did, but the Orioles were like, no. We wouldn't be here without him, and one play did not cost the entire game. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder to short. Could be two. To second for one. To first. Not in time. 2 outs. Here's Mark Belanger. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. Walked in the third. Curveball. Ball one. Ball two. High and outside ball three. 3 balls, no strikes. Hits a hard grounder to short. Alvarado. His only play is the first. Throws him out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We have played an official game here. No, we haven't. I take that back. Not an official game yet. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Baltimore 4, Chicago 3. Bill Melton leads off the bottom of the 5th. He's 1 for 2. Grounded into a forced play in the first, and he had a 2-run homer in the third. The 2-0 pitch. Hits grounder to short. Belanger is up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. Here's Tom Egan. He's 1 for 2 today. He flied out the Blair in the second, and he singled in the third. The 0-2 pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Brooks Robinson takes charge. He has it. 2 out. Here's Rick Reichard. He's 1 for 2. He struck out in the second, and he singled in the third. He's having a great series. The 1-2 pitch. It's grounder to second. Johnson's up with it. Throw to first. Nothing across for the White Sox in the 5th. Now it's an official game. Game 5. We've played 5. Baltimore 4. Chicago 3. Winner today represents the American League in the World Series. They will be going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Game 1 of the World Series starts 2 days from now in the American League City. Elrod Hendricks leads off for Baltimore. He's 2 for 2. He singled in the second. He singled in the third. Net scored Dave Johnson. The 1-2 pitch. Hits a grounder to short. Alvarado's up with it. The throw to first. 1 out. Here's Paul Blair. He's 0 for 2 today. He flied to Reichard in the second. Flied to Reichard in the third. And then Reichard threw Boot Powell out at the plate. We'll see if that play looms large for the Orioles. Right now they have a 1-run lead. The 0-1 pitch. Hits a liner right to second. McKinney has it, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. Here's Mike Cuellar. He's 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second, and he lined out the right guard in the fourth. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Romo walks the pitcher. That brings up Don Buford, who's 2 for 3. He singled in the first. Singled in the second. That scored Elrod Hendricks. That put Baltimore up 3-0. And then he grounded to May in the fourth. Buford's having an excellent series. That was low and in, ball 1. Way off the plate, ball 2. Outside on the black, strike 1. Curveball, too high, ball 3. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning after getting 2 quick outs. Here's Frank Robinson. He's 1 for 3. He hit a 2-run homer in the first. Fastball. He got a piece of that one. Strike 1. Changeup. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Strike 3 called. Boy, was that a clutch pitch by Romo. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Baltimore leads 4-3 in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series. Luis Alvarado leads off for Chicago. He is 1 for 2. He singled in the second, and he grounded to Belanger in the third. The 2-0 pitch. It's a grounder to short. Belanger throws, 1 out. And I will be making a substitution for Chicago. I will be bringing in Rich Morales to pinch hit. Rich Morales is 0 for 3 in the series. I mean, the computer might have made a change there, but wasn't taking any chances. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder to short. Belanger has it. The throw, that's a bang-bang play. Morales beats it out for a single. Here is Walt Williams, who's 1 for 3. He grounded the Belanger in the first. Flied out to Buford in the second, and he hit a solo home run in the fourth. One out, runner on first. Morales represents the tying run. Down and in, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. It's a grounder up the middle. Belanger to his left has it. His only play is the first. 2 outs. Morales takes second. So 2 outs. Runner on second, and he's in scoring position. And Carlos May is up. He is 1 for 2 today. He walked in the first. Flied to Blair in the third, and he singled in the fourth. He has been the White Sox top hitter in this series, so he's the guy that the fans want to see right now. Too high, ball 1. High, ball 2. Too low, ball 3. Ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches. And here's Jay Johnstone, who's over 3. Flied out to Buford in the first. Grounded to Johnson in the third. Flied out to Blair in the fourth. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The White Sox are down by a run. Bounces one to the plate, ball one. To use another cliche, you could cut the tension with a knife here in Comiskey Park. It's a fly ball in the right field. Frank Robinson drifting over. He's got it. Cuellar worked his way out of a jam in the sixth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We have played 6 innings here in Game 5. The Orioles 4, the White Sox 3. Coming in to pitch, 19-year-old Terry Forster. Making his first appearance in the series. This is another kid. Boy, he can bring some heat. He had no wins, no losses, had no saves against Baltimore. But he had a 1.04 ERA against the Orioles. In the regular season, he was 1-1 with a 3.95 ERA and 3 saves. He got into 35 games. He started 4 of them. He's another good-looking young pitcher that the White Sox have. Leading off in the 7th, Dave Johnson. He is 1 for 3. He doubled in the 3rd. He scored a run in the 3rd. Foul tip, strike 1. Liner down the third base line. That's foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base hit into left field. Johnson routes first. Slide into second. He's out. Riker threw to McKinney, and McKinney tagged him out. Let's take a look at that one again. He did not even slow down. But Riker with the clutch throw. That is the second man that Riker threw out on the base paths today. He threw out Boog Powell at the plate in the 3rd. And just now threw out Dave Johnson at second in the 7th. Could be a big out for the White Sox. Here's Boog Powell. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to McKinney in the 1st. He walked in the 3rd, and he walked in the 5th. He gets on. There might be a pinch runner. The 0-2 pitch. In there at the knee. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. Here's Brooks Robinson. He's 0 for 2. He walked in the 1st. He struck out in the 3rd, and he grounded into a force play in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch. Base hit into center field. Robinson looks at second, but he's going to hold at first. We have 2 outs. Runner on first. Excuse me. Here's Mark Belanger, who's 0 for 2. He struck out in the 1st. He walked in the 3rd, and he grounded out to Alvarado in the 5th. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Too high, ball 1. It's a grounder to short. Alvarado, he let that ball play him. Off his glove, and Belanger is safe on an error. That's Alvarado's 3rd error of the series. Look looked like the White Sox were going to escape from that inning, but now the inning is extended. They have runners on first and second. 2 outs, and here's Elrod Hendricks, who's 2 for 3. He singled in the second. He singled in the third. That drove in a run, and he grounded to Alvarado in the sixth. 2 high, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Forster, boy, this kid throws hard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. What a clutch pitch by Terry Forster. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th here in Game 5. Baltimore 4, Chicago 3. Ugh. They might have to roll me out of here after this game. Baltimore has 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They've left 9 men on base. Chicago has 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They've left 9 men on base. For the White Sox, in the 7th, it'll be the middle of the order. Rich McKinney, Bill Melton, and Tom Egan. McKinney is 1 for 2. He singled in the first, he walked in the third, he grounded to Johnson in the 4th. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball in the left field. Buford's back. He's on the warning track, and he's got it. 1 out. Here's Bill Melton, who's 1 for 3. He hit a 2-run homer in the third. So far, that's been the big hit of the game for the White Sox. The 1-1 pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Brooks Robinson takes it. 2 out. Here's Tom Egan, who's 1 for 3. He singled in the third. That was his first hit of the series. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We play 7. We got 2 innings to go in Game 5. Baltimore 4, Chicago 3. What a game we've been having today so far. For Baltimore in the 8th, it will be Paul Blair, Mike Cuellar, and Don Buford. Blair is 0 for 3 today. He flied out to Reichert in the second. Flied out to Reichert again in the third, and Reichert threw out Boog Powell trying to score, and he lined to Rich McKinney in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. It's a shallow fly ball in the left field. Reichert charging in. He's got it. 1 out. Here's the pitcher, Mike Cuellar. He's 0 for 1. Had a sacrifice bunt in the second. He lined to Reichert in the 4th, and he walked in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Here's Don Buford. He's 2 for 3. Singled in the first, singled in the second, scored a run. Grounded to May in the 4th, and he walked in the 6th. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th for the White Sox would be the bottom of their order. Reichert, Alvarado, and the pitcher spot. The 2-2 pitch. Buford hits base hit in center field. He rounds first. He looks at second, but he's going to hold. That's his 3rd hit of the game. Here's Frank Robinson, who's 1 for 4. He hit a 2-run homer in the first. Curveball hit the inside corner, strike 1. Robinson hits a sharp liner in the center, but it's right at Jay Johnstone. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. In this, the final game of the American League Championship Series, Baltimore 4, Chicago 3. Cuellar's back out for the 8th inning. This will probably be his last inning. Rick Reichert leads off. He's 1 for 3. He struck out in the second. He singled in the third. Grounded to Johnson in the fifth. The 1-1 pitch. Pops it up. First base side. But it makes the seats. Curveball. Here's a fly ball in the left field. Buford's there. He's got it. 1 out. Here is Luis Alvarado. He's 1 for 3. He singled in the second. Grounded to Belanger in the third. And then grounded to Belanger again in the sixth. Hits fly ball in the center field. Buford drifting over. He's got it. 2 outs. Pinch hitting for Terry Forster is Mike Hirschberger. He is 0 for 1 in the series. He's 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Hirschberger came to Chicago with the White Sox on May 9th. He is one of those guys, he's been around a long time. He's 32 years old. And he had a cup of coffee with the White Sox in 61. He was a regular with the White Sox from 62 to 64. Then he went to the Kansas City A's. Went with the Kansas City A's to Oakland. Then he was a part-time player for Oakland in 1969. He went to Milwaukee as a part-time player. And he came to Baltimore to become a bench player. Hirschberger hit .263 in 57 games with the White Sox. Had 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. He stole 4 bases. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The 2-1 pitch. Hirschberger hits fly ball in the center field. Blair drifting back. He's got it. Nothing across for Chicago. We've played 8 here in Chicago. We go to the 9th inning. This is it. Whoever wins this game goes to the World Series. Baltimore leads 4-3. Coming in a pitch for Chicago is Rich Hinton. He's making his first appearance in this series. In the regular season, Hinton got into 13 games. He had 5 starts. He had a record of 3-2 with 1 save. An ERA of 6.67. Against the Orioles, he was 0-1 with an ERA of 9.0. He had 1 start against Baltimore and lasted 2 innings. It'll be Dave Johnson, Boog Powell, and Brooks Robinson for Baltimore. Johnson is 2 for 4. He doubled in the 3rd. He singled in the 7th. The 0-2 pitch. It's fly ball in the center field. Johnstone drifting over to his right has it. 1 out. Here is Boog Powell. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to McKinney in the 1st. Walked in the 3rd. Walked in the 5th. Struck out in the 7th. Looking ahead in the bottom of the 9th for Chicago, it will be the top of the order. Walt Williams, Carlos May, and Jay Johnstone. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Pinch running for Boog Powell will be Tom Chopay. Here's Brooks Robinson. He's 1 for 3. He walked in the first, struck out in the third, grounded into a force play in the fifth, and he singled in the seventh. Chopin's off with the pitch. Hits a hard grounder to third. Melton's only play is the first. 2 outs. 2 outs, runner at second. Here's Mark Belanger, who's 0 for 3. He struck out in the first, walked in the third. Grounded to Alvarado in the fifth, and then he was safe on Alvarado's error in the seventh. Low and outside, ball one. Too low, ball two. Strike one called. Hits a grounder to second. McKinney has it. Throws the first. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for Chicago. Jerry Devannon comes in to play first base. Kurt Moten will be coming in to play left field. And coming in to close it out for the Orioles, Eddie Watt. Watt's making his second appearance in the series. He pitched in game 3, pitched 2/3 of an inning. Had 1 strikeout. He got the save in that game. In the regular season, Watt had 14 saves. And he made no appearances against Chicago in the regular season. Walt Williams leads off for Chicago. He's 1 for 4. He had a solo home run in the fourth that cut the Orioles' lead to 4-3. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Johnson to his right. Has it 1 out. The Orioles are 2 outs away from the World Series. Here's Carlos May, who's 1 for 2. He has a pair of walks, and he singled in the fourth. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Chicago's down to its final out. Does a miracle season end right now? Jay Johnstone, he is 0 for 4. He flied out to Buford in the first, grounded to Johnson in the third. Flied out to Blair in the fourth, and flied out to Robinson in the sixth. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder to short. Belanger has it. The throw. That's it. Baltimore wins. 4-3. Baltimore is going to the World Series. And I will be having a historical World Series this year. I haven't had one of those since 1966 when the Orioles played the Dodgers. What a game. Baltimore wins it. 4-3. They had 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Chicago had 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Mike Cuellar got the win. He won 2 games in this series. Bart Johnson took the loss. Star of the game, Frank Robinson. Orioles got on the board early. Buford led off the game with a single, and then the second hitter of the game, Frank Robinson, hit a 2-run homer. made it 2-0. Then in the second inning, Hendricks led off the inning for Baltimore with a single. Then with one out, Cuellar sacrificed in the second. And then Don Buford singled, scoring Hendricks. That made it 3-0. Then in the bottom of the third, yeah, in fact, the third inning ended when Boog Powell was thrown out at the plate by Rick Reichard. So the Orioles, they had gotten another run in the third. Johnson led off with a double. Powell walked. Romo came in to pitch. Frank Robinson struck out. Belanger walked. That loaded the bases. Hendricks singled. That scored Johnson. Blair flied out the left, and Powell was thrown out at the plate. The Orioles were ahead, though, 4-0. Then the bottom of the third, with two outs, Rich McKinney walked, and Bill Melton hit a two-run homer, making it 4-2. And then in the fourth, with one out, Walt Williams hit a solo home run. That made it 4-3. And that was all the scoring that we had from the fifth to the ninth. No runs were scored. Walt Williams went 1 for 5 with a home run for Chicago. Bill Melton 1 for 4 with a home run. Drove in 2. Don Buford went 3 for 5 for the Orioles. Frank Robinson went 1 for 5 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. Frank Robinson, like I said, was the star of the game. This game took 2 hours and 55 minutes. And let's see. We're going to look to see who the MVP of the series was. I think I might have voted for Paul Blair, either Blair or Cuellar. Yeah, MVP of the National League Championship Series, or the American League Championship Series. I'm sorry, Mike Cuellar. 2 wins. He had 1 complete game. ERA at 2.65. He made the pitches when they mattered. So for the first time in 5 years, I will be playing a historical World Series. The Orioles and the Pirates. World Series is scheduled to start on Saturday in Baltimore now as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Once again, the final score in the final game of the League Championship Series. Baltimore 4, Chicago 3. I hope you enjoyed this most excellent game. I know I did. I was real antsy to be able to get to play it. And I'm glad I was able to work it in tonight. And thank you for watching.